Hey, it's Ian from Las Vegas Scooters and Lifts. Today I've got another reconditioned scooter to do. It's a Drive Spitfire Scout 4-wheel. Okay, here's the Drive Spitfire Scout. It was given to us, donated to us by a previous customer, and it's missing a few things. Missing the front basket, also missing a battery box. It does have the seat and the armrest, so that's always a bonus, and no charger either, which is not a problem. It does come with a key. That's another good positive thing there. And like I say, I've just got to put a battery pack on it and see if everything lights up and works. I've got a spare battery pack here. I've already put the batteries in it, and there's your wiring diagram for the battery pack in case you need to reference that. But, it's just, like I said, put new batteries in there. I can then test it on the scooter, see if the scooter works. There's no point getting into cleaning and making sure everything's good on it before I test it, see if it works. So let's put the battery pack in and see if we get any life. Okie dokie. Okay, yep, so we've got lights on the dash. Yep, so we've got no error lights. This first light usually is your error light. I'll throw it into brake release. And see the first light flashing? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. So that's your 3 flash and 2 flash, means brake error. So it tells me that the brake's unlocked, or there's a fault with the brake, but I know it's unlocked. So put the brake back on, turn the scooter back on, and that light then is reset. So we know we're good there. Let's have a quick look at the motor. So there's no seepage there, there's no yellow staining from a bad motor, so that looks good. But I'll see better when I take it apart. Just make sure that the brake releases. Yep, you can hear that sound. That's the sound of the brake at the back. Yep, that's the brake releasing fine. I'll quickly lift up the back end, just make sure there's no noises coming from the back end of the scooter. Don't want to start messing with it if it's noisy. Just basically lift it. Reverse. Yep. Yep, that sounds pretty good. So I can now go on to taking the shrouds off, cleaning it, and I can then put it back up for sale and give it a new lease of life. Okay, I've got it apart as far as I want to get it apart. I just wanted to lift this shroud up. It's a bit of a pain because you have to remove the actual steering lock. That's that hole there. You take the whole steering lock away from it so you can remove the shroud. And that's how you would remove the shroud. You take all this top piece off, unwire it to get the new shroud on top there. I want to make it easier so I can get into the front of the scooter to clean some of this hair build up and gump off of there, and make sure that these are aligned correctly and there's no damage, don't look like it. So yeah, it doesn't look bad under there, the frame doesn't look bad. So underneath your footboard, which is the first bit I took off, this is your footboard to the scooter. That's just your little lifting handle and bumper that goes on the front there that you have to take off. It's screwed onto this bracket here and then underneath the shroud there. So that bit has to come off. And this is your underneath your footboard, and that's where your controller is located. So you got your battery wires in. It's actually indicated on the controller, so I'll clean it. So you got B plus, B minus, and then M2 and M1 for your motor. That's your brake line, and then your main harness is in. Your little warning horn there. I'm not sure if that one works or not, so I might change that, because I'm sure these are supposed to beep when those lights flash. But yeah, that's the sun section off. Then you've got your battery connection section, just so I can get in and give it a good thorough clean and make sure everything's where it should be. I'll tighten that up as well, that's loose. These are your battery hold down clamp. If you haven't got one of these batteries are very, very loose fitting, so they can tend to lift if you go over any kind of bump. And that's what they put this on the seat post for, to hold the battery down, stop it from jumping up. And I think it was an afterthought when they designed the scooter. As you can see, it's a very skinny frame. It's not as chunky as your Pride. There's your Pride frame. It's tubular steel with also box steel, whereas this is just angle iron, just very thin angle with a box section in the centre there. And to the back connections, this is what a lot of failures come from, is these connectors here. These spring things here that connect the front to the rear, these tend to get bent sometimes, and that can give you an 8 flash code of motor disconnect or brake error. And sometimes these get bent when you put the scooter back together, or you put it in a car and something catches it. And yeah, it's not a great design, but yeah, if you have a problem with your scooter, if you get a motor disconnect 8 flash or a 5 flash, or no power at all to the back end, then just check these are all in good condition. There's no marks on it like this one's got a bit of a mark on it there, but yeah, just check those. And the rear section, I haven't done anything, I've just taken it off. I've had a quick look at it, it looks very clean underneath. It's still got the blue marks on it, so I haven't been taking it apart. There's a bit of a scuff on it there where it's hit the ground, and the trailing wheels, everything's in place. And that's the other side that connects to those pins that I've just showed you, and they go onto these plates. So like I say, it's not the best connection in the world, but I prefer the Pride pin connection the way they do it. But Drive and Golden do something very similar. They use like a teeth method, and then it has plates that go in between the teeth to make connection. Slightly better than these. These can jump, or like I said, if they get bent and they don't make connection, then you have a problem. Underneath there's your brake handle at the back of the scooter. Just a little red lever. Kind of don't like it there because it's close to the ground. As you can see, there's not much room from the ground clearance to where the handle. You can sometimes catch that and knock it out of gear, because if it goes up like that, that's freewheeling. Then, as you can tell by the sticker, up is neutral, down is locked where it should be, and sometimes this can get caught. So I prefer them on top of the shrouds like Prides and Goldens do. Some Goldens are there as well, but just on this version. This is kind of like your entry level scooter. It's very cheap, and you can tell by some of the plastics they use on it. It's very, you know, cheap ABS plastic. It's easily broken, and these panels seem to suffer the worst. These screws, holes here, and here that hold this down. People hit the side of these and they pry up and they break away underneath. These things break off all the time, and the best thing that I say to people is that just put an oversized washer over the top and a longer bolt. Just hold it down if you're not worried about the cosmetic look of your scooter, but you don't want to just replace a panel just for that sake. It's not detrimental to the scooter, so I've done that in the past for customers. So, yep. So that's the clean. There's the key. Make sure I don't lose that. And I'll get to doing some things on this. I know the top console's a bit loose, so I'll tighten that up. Like I said, the seat post loose. I'll check the wheels, give them a clean up, get all the stones out of these things. Not that that make much difference. These tyres are really hard. The most uncomfortable driving scooter I've ever driven. They tend to be like riding on blocks of wood. So not a lot you can do about it. You get what you pay for with these scooters. They are cheap for a reason. But yeah, I see a lot of these come in for failures, and even from brand new out of the box, I've seen failures. I've been out to customers with a failed scooter, so they bought it online, and drivers sent me out there to have a look at it, and yeah. So let me get started and crack on and get it cleaned up. Okay, the drive scout's all done. I've just got to get a front basket and a charger for it. And it's all clean, tidy and safe and sound. Yeah, couldn't see anything wrong with it. Cleaned up nice. Got the new batteries in it. Yeah, I'm pleased with it. And somebody else just be pleased with it. Took me a while to pick all the stones out of the tyres, but yeah, I'm happy. Let's hope it makes somebody else happy. Alright, so there it is. Want to drive Spitfire Scout 4-wheel. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you've got any questions, put them in the comments. Thanks for watching. Bye now.